All right, so here we go. We're going to look at, that's going to be easy since it's Friday. It'll be easy. So students will be able to graph linear inequalities on the coordinate plane. So linear inequality, that's the line where you have to shade one side, okay? So it's the same thing as a regular line, but this little inequality sign, the solution may be on top or on bottom. Graphing a linear inequality. First you graph the line, determine if it should be a dashed line or a solid line, and then shade above or below. Okay, this is greater than, this means less than. This is greater than or equal to, this is less than or equal to. A solid line has this little bar underneath. The dotted line does not have the bar underneath. So if they take the time to put the line underneath, we'll make it solid. If they don't take that time, we don't take that time. Okay, so shading. If it's going this way, you shade below. If it's going this way, you shade above. Okay, so I'm going to do a few examples with you, and then you should be able to handle the rest on your own. So number one, it's already in y equals, so we're going to graph this line. The y-intercept is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the slope is a -2, or -2/1. So rise over run, go down 2 over 1. Since it's negative, the line has to go down. Okay, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Now, is this solid or dotted? Solid. Ta-da! Now we need to figure out which side to shade. Here's how I do that. I pick this point 0, 0, and I'm going to see, is this point 0, 0 a solution? So what I do is y is less than or equal to -2x plus 5. Instead of putting x and y, I use the point 0, 0. Okay, so the x is 0 and the y is 0. So instead of y, I put 0, -2, 0, plus 5. So it's 0 is less than or equal to, -2 times 0 is 0, plus 5. So 0 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, is 0 greater than 5? Is it? Which one does it say is bigger? It says 0 is bigger than 5. Is that true? No, that's not true. So that means 0, 0 can't be a solution. So you shade the other side. That means the solution has to be on this side. Okay? Now let's look at number 3. Number 3. So number 3, we're going to go ahead and graph it. So the y-intercept here is plus 0, right? But they don't write it, so we start at 0. Rise over run, it's a -4 over 5. And because it's negative, it has to go down. So down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a solid or a dotted line? It's dotted because there's no line underneath. So we do our dotted line. Now we have to figure out which side to shade. So since it goes through the point 0, 0, we can't test that point. So we're going to test the point 1, 1, because it's also very easy. So we have y is greater than -4 over 5, x, and that's it. So we're taking that point 1, 1, where x is 1 and y is 1. So 1 less than or equal to -4 over 5 times 1. So 1 is greater than -4 over 5. Is 1 bigger than -4 over 5? Yes, it is. So that means that we are going to shade on the side with 1, 1. So you can just do this. You don't have to shade it with a highlighter. Okay, so that's the side that the solution will be on. Now we're going to look at number 5. Number 5, y is greater than 1. So remember, since this is almost like y equals 1, right? So that means it has to cross through the y-axis at 1. So your y-intercept is 1. And it's going to be all these points crossing through. Now, is this line going to be solid or dotted? Dotted, because there's no line underneath. So it's a dotted line. Okay, now we have to figure out which way we're going to shade, on top or on bottom. So we'll try our point 0, 0. Y is greater than 1, because we plugged in 0 instead. Is 0 bigger than 1? No, it's not. So we shade the opposite side. Okay, 0, 0 did not work, so we shade the other side. Now let's look at 6. Our y-intercept here is -5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our slope is positive 7 over 3, rise over run, rising 7 over 3. Since it's positive, it must go up. So rise 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, over 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, is it solid or dotted? Dotted, so we do a dotted line. Now we have to see which side are we going to shade, top or bottom. Test that point 0, 0. Now we already know that 0 times -7, 3 is going to be 0. And so we're going to make y 0, just write -5. We already know that's going to be 0. Okay, so that's a way of skipping a step. Is 0 smaller than -5? Look up at the number line on my wall. Which one's bigger, 0 or -5? The one to the right is bigger. 0. 0's bigger. So this says that 0 is smaller. Is that true? No, that's not true. So that means we can't shade that side. We have to shade the side that doesn't have 0, 0. Okay. Let's flip over to the next page. Next page, number 9. Number 9. This one is not in y equals, right? So we have to move the x divided by y. So move this 3x over. So we have a negative y is greater than or equal to -3x plus 5. Okay. Now we have to divide them all by that -1. Here's the catch. This cancels, so we have y. What happens to the sign when you divide by a negative? It flips, remember? So instead of it going this way, it's going to go this way. -3 divided by -1 is +3. And then 5 divided by -1 is -5. Okay, now we can graph. So our y-intercept is -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our slope is a +3, or +3 over 1. Positive goes up. So up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Is it solid or dotted? Solid. So now here's what we're going to do. When we plug in our point 0, 0, we're going to plug it into the original equation. So it's 3 times 0 minus 0 is greater than or equal to 5. So 3 times 0 is 0 minus 0 greater than or equal to 5. So is 0 bigger than 5? That's what it says, right? Is 0 bigger than 5? No. So can we shade the side with 0, 0? No, we cannot. He's a liar. We shade the other side. Okay? So, don't forget, over here, you're going to move that x over, but you're not going to make that sign flip. That sign only flips if you divide by a negative, okay? All right, so you have the rest of class. Finish this, and then you're free to just chill out, but I want to see all of your work. Be sure your answers are submitted online. You need to know the y-intercept, the slope. You need to know if it's solid or dotted. And you need to know if you shaded on top or bottom. Okay? Those are the questions they're going to ask. All right, good luck. Let me know if you need help.